What's going on, delightful people? This is Deshaun Johnson again with isgodforagainstme.com, the only website, YouTube channel to ask you the question, is God for or against you? And today, in this video, as the title suggests, so I was watching revenge porn on Netflix. Okay, so a little backstory. I'm sitting up here as I'm talking to you. I'm just flipping through Netflix, just before I sit up here and call it a night. Um, Going through the search results, and I find this documentary called Revenge Porn, and I'm like, well, what's this about? I guess anytime any guy, no matter Christian, heathen, whatever the case may be, when a man just sees the word porn, he's gonna click on it. And I was curious, revenge porn. Like, I know what regular porn is, but what's revenge porn? So I started watching this documentary, and come to find out, it's really all about um, people sending graphic images of themselves to a special interest, a spouse, whatever the case may be. I don't even want to use the word spouse because right now these are just potential people, boyfriends, acquaintances, girlfriends, whatever. And if you double cross somebody, they'll use these pictures that you sent them, and they'll post it online to just do like heinous stuff. And it just really actually had me thinking. It just really had me thinking about the time that we're in. Like, we're just living in such a jacked up society. But I'm not surprised. I'm not talking on this video even sound surprised about it, because biblically, in the book of Psalms, David actually mentioned, um, I was born in sin. I was conceived in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Okay, I was shaping it. Behold, I was shaping in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. I think that's the exact way that scripture goes. So if you type in, if you want to know where that scripture is, because I can't remember the exact site right now for it. When I say site, the actual book number, whatever, just type it into Google or whatnot. But anyway, I'm not getting off sidetrack here. Going back to talking about this, I'm not really surprised when people do some of the things that they do. I was actually like speaking to some um, people, speaking to some kids, talking to them about the Lord, and I was giving an example. If I if I actually sat up here and I left out of the room and I had a donut that I was eating, okay, I'm just briefly leaving, and by the time I come back, I expect my donut to be there. But if you walk in there and you see that I left the donut, and you just take it, there's something. I'm just gonna coin a term like reverse sinning. So you justified in your mind that, and this has been going on for a long time already. Like, people just falsely justify their actions, but you justify in your mind that you was okay to take that donut because I shouldn't have left it there in the first place. It was just up for grabs, and it was just up for the taking. And I think we really lost sight of what's good and what's evil, because in watching this revenge porn, I got my words mixed up. This revenge porn, the girl that was actually done wrong, the girl that there was a girl on there. They had her face blurred out, and she she sent some graphic images to a guy, and she said he became possessive, and he ended up posting them online. And she had started having all these trolls, all these people just leaving these negative comments, and I'm gonna speak on the comments in a second. And it just hurt her, um so yeah, and she said she went to go to the cops, and the cops told her it was her fault because she gave consent in the pictures, and that's wrong. I mean, it's wrong on so many levels. But now we live in a day and time to where you really have to watch what you get into. Hey, even with me putting these videos on YouTube, like, you have to know what you're getting into. Like, I already know I leave myself vulnerable for the trolls and commenters, but I think at this time I have a thick skin because yeah, I know most of the comments that's even being said on YouTube, like, they're just entertaining. Because I know most of these people in real life, they're not gonna stand or confront or be very realistic about some of the things that's being said. So as long as they can do it behind a device, they're good. But right now, the actual social skills to constructively and assertively address somebody based on something that was said online. It's 9 times out of 10, I'll actually say 7, is not gonna happen. And nowhere in my life have I ever um, saw somebody that I saw on YouTube and addressed them about a comment that I made. So that's just not gonna happen. I don't even like. I just look at, you have to know what you expect from comments on YouTube, because I know they're trolls. I don't know. I really don't understand how people get depressed for them or feel bad. Even though some other videos, like, I've left comments or seen comments on. I mean, there's some hate that goes on there, but it is what it is. Like, there's people are going, they're going to troll. They're going to troll. You're going to expect never comments. I've always seen them as, just fodder. So, um, so yeah, it's just a really really bad time that we live in. Um, so the moral of this in this video that I'm shooting right now, and I just really wanted to point out, is that we're living in a very, very sick times. And um, the fact that, like, one, the Bible also tells us, woe unto those that call good evil and evil good. And this isn't even talking about the major things, like talking about homosexuality or some of the sexual bizarre activity that's going on right now. Just all part of Lucifer's plan. It's just the bottom line, is to anchor and usher in some of what's been going on in the past back into the present, and continuing to pick up where he last left off at, with the Genesis 6 and before the flood, and the world being as one as it was with Nimrod. But I'm not going to get into all of that. You just have to know what Lucifer's plans are. You have to overlook people. You have to look at the supernatural and the spiritual activity, and overlook the stupid stuff, the carnal problems that's going on, because it's all spiritual. Underlying all of this stuff is the real problems don't lie in racism or any of this. Like, sin is here. What's happened is happened. I'm always giving everything from a biblical perspective. So if you think the real problem is with, like, Donald Trump or some political power, you gotta be you gotta think again. That's the wrong power to be looking at. But anyway, reverse sin, it's not the oppressor's fault, it's the victim's fault. So, guard yourself. Guard yourself. I'm glad I'm continuing to live a life in the Lord right now. I have my personal problems, and that's just it. But I'm glad that I have that peace. I'm glad that I have that hidden man on the inside of me. So, whatever mess ups I make, I can continue to get better. I can continue to get taught from them from an internal standpoint, be taught things that no man has been able to taught me. Even some of the things that's even put on my spirit to even talk about in this video, it comes from no external factors. It all comes internally. So, but anyway, watch yourself. Watch yourself. Just it's not your fault. Anything like this happens, it's not your fault. Just learn from it and just continue to move forward. I've had things stolen from me, and when you invite certain people around you, if things like that happen, I take it to the Lord. I don't try to seek my own revenge, or stuff in this video, revenge porn. I don't try to seek my own revenge. I go to the Lord about that. And, revenge is mine, saith the Lord. And I believe that's actually in the New Testament. I want to say that's in the New Testament. So, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know I went on a kind of a rant here for about close to 9 minutes, a little over 9 minutes. But once again, Deshaun Johnson, the only YouTube channel, website to ask the question, is God for or against me? Check out my book, sign up to my email list, and you can also see what type of fiction I just wrote in regards to this sort of subject, this sort of thing. All right. God bless you. See you in the next video. Go to isgodforagainstme.com, become an email subscriber. And as a thank you for subscribing, go ahead and download all 3 free files, the PDF, the EPUB, and audiobook of the controversial title, If God is Not For Me, Then He Must Be Against Me, or the alternate title, How to Kill a Christian, and Homosexual Agenda Story.
Thanks for subscribing, and God bless you.